Okay, stop before you scroll away. This is not entertainment video. This is a mirror. Imagine waking up tomorrow with no job, no boss, no Monday, no alarm, no inbox, no one asking you to jump on a call. If your first thought was, I'd finally be free, congratulations. You just had the exact same thought every human had for nearly 300,000 years. Because for most of our history, that wasn't a fantasy. That was just a normal day. So, what did ancient humans actually do? Hour by hour, with no job, no Netflix, no phone. The answer is going to surprise you, and honestly, it might make you a little jealous. For decades, we pictured prehistoric life as one long survival horror movie. Wake up, dodge a predator, grunt, struggle, die at 30. But that picture came from looking at only half the evidence: the spears, the butchered bones, the weapons. What we ignored were the bird bone flutes, the shell jewelry, the cave paintings, the graves of elderly, disabled people who were cared for, decorated, and mourned with flowers. That is not the evidence of a species in constant panic. That is the evidence of a species with time on its hands and using it well. In the 1960s, anthropologist Marshall Solins studied real hunter-gatherer groups, the San people of the Kalahari, the Hadza of Tanzania, to understand how prehistoric humans actually spent their time. His finding broke the entire narrative. These groups spent roughly 3 to 5 hours a day on hunting, gathering, and basic survival tasks. The rest of the day? Genuinely free. Resting, talking, making music. Making art they didn't need to make. Solins called them the original affluent society, not because they owned things, but because they had the one resource modern humans never have enough of: time. Today's average adult gets maybe 2 to 3 hours of real leisure a day, and most of it disappears into a screen. We are working longer, resting less, and stressing more than people hunting with sticks. If you sat by an ancient campfire, the loudest thing wouldn't be the fire. It would be the conversation. Studies suggest up to 60-70% of hunter-gatherer social time was just talking, gossiping, joking, flirting, arguing. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar has a theory. Language itself evolved as a replacement for grooming. Other primates bond by physically picking through each other's fur, but you can't groom 80 people one at a time. So humans evolved language to bond with many people at once, around one fire. Which means every time you call a friend just to talk about nothing, you're not wasting time. You're doing the single oldest social activity humans have. Here's one that might explain your 2am wake-ups. Historian Roger Eckrich spent over 20 years digging through old diaries and records and found that before artificial light existed, humans slept in 2 phases. First sleep from dusk to midnight, then an hour or 2 awake, then second sleep until dawn. During that middle window, people didn't panic about insomnia. They talked, reflected, had quiet time with family. It was normal, so normal that old texts mention first sleep without even explaining what it means. So if you wake up at 2am feeling oddly calm and alert, you're not broken. You're running ancient software. Here's the detail that hits hardest. Archaeologists found a Neanderthal skeleton in Iraq's Shanidar cave, partially blind, missing an arm, hearing loss, who lived to around 40. He could not hunt. He could not gather. By pure survival logic, he should not have lasted long. His group kept him alive for years anyway. Not because they had to. Because they chose to. Underneath the stone tools and the harsh landscapes, ancient humans were running on something deeply familiar: connection, rest, care, and time to simply think. So here's a question worth sitting with everything we've gained. Did we lose something too? Let me know in the comments. And if this changed how you see ancient people, hit subscribe. Cave Mind goes deeper.